I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened. Practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanye joda zoge chonam Bado dani gabzo she Tage jinso Lola benjir sanye jubare sho Sanye joda zoge chonam Chanjo bado dani gabzo she Tage jinso gebe sonam Lola benjir sanye jubare sho Sanye joda zoge chonam Chanjo bardo dani gyabso che dage jinso kebe sonam dola benjir sanje dubare sho Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum te sham datha gato yevatat te sham chayo nirodha Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Svaha Om Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Datha Gato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Svaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Datha Gato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Svaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes taught, the cessational causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, we'll read the three principles of the path, page 78. Again, a quick reminder that the inner life, if you really want to give a purpose, meaning to our life, we see that these three things, renunciation, bodhicitta, and wisdom, emptiness, we practice on a daily basis. And we also need to know the reason why we have to do that. And doing so, this the text composed by Lama Tsongkhapa is so succinctly done for us for very easy comprehension. At the same time, meanings are so well reflected very profoundly, and the reasons extremely convincing, and just 14 verses. So each of these 3 points, they are being explained based on 3 subheadings. What are they? Renunciation. Renunciation are the 3 subheadings. What? Renunciation, 3 subheadings. Bodhicitta, 3 subheadings. Wisdom, emptiness, 3 subheadings. Renunciation, 3 subheadings. Why? How? And the measure having generated renunciation. Why we need to generate renunciation? Why? Then how to generate it. Once you know that we need to generate this, very important, without which I will not be freed from the tears of samsara, then how to generate it. Once you know how to generate it, then you're wondering, so how will I know that I succeeded in this practice? The measure of having generated renunciation. Likewise, bodhicitta and for bodhicitta, wisdom, and emptiness. Okay, let's read this. And again, during your free times, I would say that in your group discussion, the first you do with the Rice Seedling Sutra, and then if you do still have some time left, then you're going to go through the different aspects and try to identify the points. And some of the points you may not find it here, Because Lama Tsongkhapa's style is, where is something very easy, he will not go through this. Something more difficult, he will go through in length. So therefore, we need to identify in short 3 points and 3 subheadings, 3 into 3, 9. There should be 9. Some of them can be implicit, some of them can be explicit. Okay. The 3 principal aspects of the path by Lama Tsongkhapa. I bow down to the Venerable Lamas. As well as I am able, I will explain the essence of all the teachings of the Buddha, the path praised by the conqueror's children, entrance for those who desire liberation. Listen with a clear mind, you fortunate ones who are not attached to the joys of secular existence. Strive to make good use of leisure and opportunity, and direct your minds to the path that pleases the Buddhas. Without pure renunciation, an end to attraction for the pleasure of secular existence is unattainable. The craving for existence also binds beings. Thus, from the outset, seek renunciation. Reverse the attraction to this life by reflecting on how leisure and opportunity are difficult to find, and how life is ephemeral and without span. Reverse the attraction to future lives by repeatedly thinking of the infallibility of karmas and its effects and the miseries of samsara. Contemplating thus, when for an instant you do not admire the splendors of secular existence and remain intent on liberation day and night, renunciation born in you then. Renunciation, if not tempered by a pure mind of bodhicitta, however, will not bring forth the perfect bliss of unsurpassed enlightenment. Therefore, the wise one generates the excellent mind of bodhicitta, swept up in the current of the 4 powerful rivers, tied by strong bonds of karma so hard to undo, caught in the iron net of self-grasping, completely enveloped by the darkness of ignorance, born in boundless cyclic existence, ceaselessly tormented by the 3 miseries. Thinking of your mother as in this condition, you enter the supreme mind of bodhicitta. Although you train in renunciation and the mind of bodhicitta, without wisdom that realizes the ultimate reality, you cannot cut the root of cyclic existence. Therefore, strive to understand dependent arising. One who sees the infallible cause and effect of all phenomena in samsara and nirvana, and is also all focus of apprehension, has entered the path which pleases the Buddhas. Appearances are infallible, dependent arising. Emptiness is understanding that is free of assertions. As long as these two are seen as distinct, you have not yet realized the intent of the Buddhas. When these two realizations, infallible, dependent origination, concurrently destroys all modes of grasping through definite discernment. At that time, the analysis of the profound view is perfected. Furthermore, appearances refute the extreme of existence, and emptiness refutes the extreme of non-existence. When you understand that emptiness arises in the form of cause and effect, you are not captivated by the view of extremes. O my child, once you have thus realized the points of the 3 principal paths, seek solitude and cultivate strong determination, and quickly reach the final aspired goal. Okay, which page number were we reading? 68. 68? Okay, last paragraph. Good. In this process, the earth element does not think. So we're talking about the internal dependent origination with the conditional, the dependent origination. In this process, the earth element does not think. I provide the solidity of the body. So one thing which we can learn, and also that which is so important for us, I have been constantly focusing on the facts. Facts. Some people say their mind can be active, intelligence can be active. At the same time, they don't really have facts. There are few facts, and then they just put them here, there, and say something. And this will not help us much. Because finally, we say we are driven by ignorance. Ignorance meaning not knowing the reality. Facts means reality. And reality, various levels are there. So this is where many people, they tend to miss the facts, and then they say something. As I remember, many years ago, we had a retreat, and in the retreat there was one gentleman who was dominating the whole group discussion, and the person did not have any facts. just say something from whatever he, his profession. From there, he just pick up things and then relate this with the teachings which you are doing, and it's just wasting the time of everybody. So therefore, the thing is that we need to have the facts with the details and the varieties of the facts and the details of the facts. So here, say, earth element, what does it do? Water element, what does it do? So these are the facts we need to remember. If possible, say during the group discussion, you just say, okay, the 6 elements, the conditional dependent origination for the inner dependent origination. So what are the 6? And each of these, what are the functions? So he says, in this process, last paragraph, page 68, the earth element does something. I provide the solidity of the body by assembling. Say that, when you conceive the mother's womb, then there's a solid, the object there. Your mind from the past life trapped in the substance of the parents in the mother's womb. So that is the solidity. So that is provided by the earth element. I provide the solidity of the body by assembling. Notice the water element thing. I provide cohesion. What is meant by cohesion? So this solid component that is actually made of many molecules, and they are put together. They're put together by the water element. And then you can ask, on the level of the molecules, where is water? On the level of the atoms, where is the water? Water is what? H2O, 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. So hydrogen itself is 1 atom. Oxygen itself is 1 atom. So within the 2 atoms, where is water? All this you can ask. You're getting it? When you ask this, the one thing that you can really grow is that you ask these questions, and meanwhile, say these are brilliant, amazingly great information and facts, and these questions you throw from physics, that should not be reason for you to be cut off from this information. Oh, it doesn't make any sense. Some people, they read Origination-Emptiness text. For example, in my monastery or in the big monasteries, the great scholars, like my teacher, they study for like 40, 50 years for Origination-Emptiness text. And they themselves are brilliant logician philosophers, psychologists, and they read the Origination-Emptiness. After 40, 50 years, they read one line and goosebumps come on their body. Whereas some people, they read just young boy. I never met with one girl who said that, young girl who said that reading Origination in 2 days, saying that Nagarjuna is nihilist, idealist. I never met a girl, but a boy, I met several young boys, right? Age 20s. Oh, I read Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna is an idealist. They concluded. These brilliant philosophers and thinkers, they study Origination for 40 years. And they read one line and they go into tears. And they have goosebumps coming in the body. So when you say it's an idealist, finished, you will not go deeper. You're getting it? You will not explore further. Then there's a dead end. You are deprived to penetrate into Origination-Emptiness thoughts. You can't just constantly ask questions. So here, say the solidity, but solid, then the cohesion is given rise to by the water. So cohesion meaning the molecules, atoms, they come together as one unit. So how the water comes into play? How the water makes the cohesion? So how the two atoms come into cohesion through water. Water itself is a huge, the molecule is not an atom. So with this, then look, okay, water as we understand according to modern physics, that is one concept. So the water that is explained in this, the water element, it must be subtler. You're getting it? This is how your concepts can go deeper and deeper and deeper, while not compromising the physics understanding of water, and also at the same time, this brilliant wisdom. You imbibe these. Okay, so you can ask these questions. In the process, earth element does not think I provide the solidity of the body by assembling. Notice the water element thing, I provide cohesion for the body. Notice the fire element thing, I digest whatever the body eats, drinks, chews, or tastes. And the digestion, we see that, yes, of course, you eat and it will be digested. It's not that easy. You're getting it? It's not that easy. It's all because this digestion happened. It's amazing. When I was young, this is one thing which amazed me, that you eat something, and for example, say physically you mix things. It requires a lot of effort to grind things. It requires a lot of effort. But you eat something, and something happens, and it just mixes up so well. What is that mechanism? Who's doing this? Our body is amazing. It's amazing. The enzymes, the acid that is contained in the body, the enzymes, and how that is mixed up and then cut into smaller pieces. It can be carried by the blood. It should be so tiny that the blood can carry to the different cells. Amazing how the body works. Okay, so what is doing the how is that being done? So say first, the digestion is done by the fire element. When you have your stomach cold, some people have the body cold problem. When the stomach is very cold, digestion is very difficult. So these are something which are the wisdom of the ancient, say, the traditions like Ayurveda, Tibetan medicine, Unani, Siddha, and so forth. It's amazing. Okay. Nor does the air element think, I perform the function of the body's inhalation and exhalation. Nor does the space element think, I create hollow spaces inside the body. Nor does the element of consciousness think, I produce name and form of the body. Nor does the body think, I'm produced by these conditions, yet when these conditions are present, the body is born. Okay, now, seeing that this is a purely natural law, there's nothing really as external agent making them move and so forth. It's a natural law. Earth element is not a self meaning earth element per se. The solidity that we have our body is not I and it's not mine. Not a being, meaning that the earth element per se does not move. Being has a connotation of somebody who migrates, move from one place to another. It's not a being. Not a life force, meaning that the earth element per se, this is not a life force. Not a creature meaning not the one which creates, but which creates the maker. It says creature, actually it should be the maker. And not a human, not a person, not a human in the form of some agent who dictates things, and not a person, not a female, not male, not neuter, not I, not mine, and not anybody else's. Not anybody else's means there's somebody, some agent is governing on you, governing this body. So there's no agent which owns this earth element. So here it says, not male, not female. This is something that we really need to contemplate on. This can really revolutionize our thinking. Not male, not female. So this was something which we think about it and then see that it can ease our life greatly. And there's also, so for some people who are very curious, this can really give you a sense of a great source of curiosity. And for people who see that your life is very complicated and reflect on these, you will see your life becomes easy. Okay, let's say that okay. So what we talked about is that we talked about the dependent origination and the emptiness. So dependent origination side is seen by which mind? Conventional analysis. Conventional analysis sees the world as okay, cause, effect, and then say at 12:30, 1 o'clock is lunch, then at 3 o'clock is the class. There's a proper which is undeniable functionality in the world. So that is happening on the level of the convention, meaning as seen by the conventional analysis. Now going deeper into the reality, closer to the object, then you're using what? Which mind? Ultimate analysis. In the ultimate analysis, all these what we see as the functionality is simply dissolved. It doesn't make any sense. For example, let's say that we see ourselves as boys, non-boys, or female or non-female? How many agree with me? Boy, boy, non-boy, female, non-female is purely bodily, yes, no? Purely body, if you agree, good. And the body is nothing but made of atoms. Body is nothing made of cells. You getting it? On a cellular level, there's no difference in male, female. You agree? There's no difference on the cellular level. And even cells are made of molecules. Molecules. On the molecular level, it's just same. And then on the atomic level, almost like identical. No difference. Right? And we are nothing but made of atoms. And on that level, on the atomic level, from distance you see as a, oh, okay, this is okay, this is boy, this is non-boy, male, female, and so forth. On the atomic level, there's no men, women, all these are on the basis of the body, but on the atomic level, you see there's no difference. Where is this maleness and femaleness? Where is it? Just think of it. Where is this go on the atomic level? Where is it? It will really, for some people, if you go in there for the first time, it can be like really revolutionizing your thinking. It'll just turn your the thought process like what do you call it? 180 or 90 degree? Huh? 360 degree. 360 will come back again. No. So Dorji said, and then the Ajirji reaffirmed, right? What usually what is expression? Or younger ones I don't trust. Okay, Dr. Nivedirji. Is there any expression?
So it used to be 360 degrees, but it doesn't make sense because of the math, so it should be 180.
Let's go for 360 then. If this is how, huh? 360, that's best. Huh? It doesn't matter. Say, for example, say Peter. C-U-P? How do you pronounce it? C-U-P. P-U-T? But. It doesn't make sense. C-U-P cup, P-U-T should be pot. Why P-U-T? What is P-U-T-A, Didi? P-U-T, how do you pronounce it? Oh, how do you pronounce it? Put, not pat. But C-U-P is cup, not cup. So what is it? It doesn't make any sense. So this is world. We are in this crazy world. This is samsara created project by ignorance. You're getting it? So this ignorance, don't trust ignorance. It has no capacity to make something so coherent. You're getting it? This is samsara. Samsara means imperfection. Even the language that you create, there's total imperfection there. Okay, so the so what is that? What is that? Okay, it can revolutionize our thoughts when you go in this direction. It's amazing. You just go like this. Don't go say a male, female, then jump into atom. Don't jump. First, male, female, then go into the different organs like the skin, then the skeleton, the heart, lungs, and then go into the cells. Go to cells slowly. Then it makes sense. It's very scary, right? What I've been believing things to the world to be like, this is not really the reality. And then you end up into the atoms, gradually go into the atoms. You see that all the concepts which I believe, because of so much anger, attachment, craving, jealousy, all these things dissolve. These are all grounded on the belief that something exists as male, female, or the house, good, bad, Chanel, Louis Vuitton. All these things are just 100% projection of mind. You'll come to realize it. These are very precious information that will make our life so easy. Unnecessary mental emotions will subside. And then you see that there's a deeper meaning of life. Okay. And then on that basis, the peace that one feels, because this mental turbulence subsides, the peace one that one feels is something which we never get otherwise from the ordinary conventional world. Interaction with people, eating cheesecake, momos, none of these can give that peace of mind which you get out of seeing that everything's like illusion. It's all projection of my own mind. Okay. Next, similarly, the water element, the fire element, the air element, the space element, and the conscious element are also not a self, not a being, not a life force, not a creature, not a human, not a person, not female, not male, not neuter, not I, not mine, and not anybody else's. Here, what is ignorance? Now, more detailed explanation of each of these links, the 12 links. These are very beautiful. Here, what is ignorance of the 12 links? If you have the 12 links on your fingertips, that would be extremely beneficial. And then you will find the joy there. The first, the ignorance. That which perceives these same 6 elements to be, element of earth, water, fire, air. Hey, 6 elements. Earth, water, fire, stuff. What are the 6 elements?
Air, water, fire, earth, space, time.
Air, water, fire, earth.
Fire goes to earth, goes to air, sorry, space, and then consciousness.
What about time? Time, then 7. The time with respect to the outer. So we're talking about the inner. So what stuff says correct is 6. Okay. So now defining each one of them. Here, what is the, okay, it says the ignorance, 12 links, we're defining each of them. With respect to defining ignorance, that it says that which perceives these same 6 elements to be unitary. Unitary meaning, for example, like, okay, okay, you tell me. What is this, 1 or 2? Huh? What is this, 1 or 2? 2. Okay. What is this, 1 or 2? Huh? 1. And so why you say this is 2? Why you say this is 1? Why? Anyone? Reasons?
2 different things.
It's 2 different things. So this is also 2 different entities. The leaf and the petal. 2 different entities. 3. Stem, 3. There will be more. It's not 1. 3 means more than 1. And you said 1. What makes you think it's 1?
All of things like 1.
So likewise, these 2 things make singing bowl set. Right? And there are 3. 3 singing bowl set. Right? 1. Very complicated. If you think like this, some people may go crazy. What is this? I couldn't say anything now. Right? 1, 2, 3, I couldn't say anything. So if you say 1, there are trillions of atoms. It should be trillions of things. Very complicated. Whereas we see as this is 1. This is 1. This is 2. Right? There's a convention there. Right? So this all influenced by our ignorance. So it says that the elements to be unitary, a single entity, unitary. This is created by ignorance. Solidified as one, the solidified object, as one, solidified. As permanent, we see impermanent phenomena as impermanent. Constant means very stable. Actually, the composite phenomena, they are in a constant flux of change. It's not constant. Eternal, meaning, say, the very stable and lasting forever. Pleasurable, a self, in the sense of I and mine. A sentient, which moves about. A life force, we say there's an entity which makes the I. A creature or the maker. A soul, meaning which calls as one entity which governs the body and the mind. And then man, an individual, a human, a person, I and mine, along with many other such variations of misperception. This is all created by the ignorance. It's called ignorance. The presence of such ignorance. Okay. Now, which means that we are seeing all these things. We are 24 hours, 24/7, we are living in the ignorance, right? Okay, then and somebody actually asked this question: the will of life. In the will of life, what do we see? In second will, what do we see? Karma, white and black. What is that symbolic of? Hey, Palkit. Okay, the white symbolic of the positive karmas, good deeds, and the black symbolizing the negative karmas. Okay, good. And then somebody asked the question, not here, somebody asked somewhere in the retreat, said that if even the white is in the mouth of the demon, white, black, both are in the mouth of the demon, where's the hope? Whatever we do, either we do positive, negative, both are in the mouth of demon. So where's the hope? Right? So we see things as, oh, there's one person. Actually, there are multiple, thousands, trillions of atoms are there. And yet we see as one. What makes us see one? Because of the ignorance. Then 24/7, we are living in the ignorance. Where lies the hope? This question. Anyone? Huh? Where lies the hope? Anyone? Huh? Oh, okay. Jigmala is saying that there's a Buddha nature. Hope is that don't worry, we have a Buddha nature. Right? But how to get there? How to get there? Huh? Okay, even understanding, even getting to the studying wisdom, even that is also within the mouth of demon, right? So Jigmala is not at all listening to what I'm saying. He's thinking of what next to say. What did I say last? No, that is not the last. This is the second last. The last one. You are not listening. I can see that. You're thinking of what to say next. Okay, so what I said is that even this contemplating to generate this ultimate analysis, even that is also a part of the will held by the demons in the demon's mouth. So even that is also not the hope. So where lies hope? This question. Anyone? Okay. Okay. Let's listen to Rodan Vidarji. Where lies the hope?
Thank you. Geshe-la, in the realms also there is a Buddha in each of the 5 or 6 realms as well.
This is done by the very creative painters.
We find hope in it, Geshe-la.
So do you mean to say that the Buddha's inside this? This is also in the demon's fang?
No, Geshe-la, he's there. He's there to provide instructions which are very specific for the realm.
So they are inside the wheel, outside the wheel.
In the image, in the creative illustration, he's shown inside. It's like having a get out of jail card.
Okay. Ben Tinshinla. Where lies the hope? This is a question. Oh, that's yes.
Geshe-la, so even inside the demon's mouth, there is deep inside the demon's mouth, and then more towards the outside. So you can go towards the outside.
Which one?
Huh?
Go down.
No, go out, towards out.
But whatever we're doing is white and black, right?
Yeah.
What Spengler said, white and black, both are in the demon's mouth.
Yeah, so we said contaminated, white and black, and then uncontaminated also.
But we don't do uncontaminated. 24/7 is contaminated.
Yeah, but then uncontaminated takes towards the outside.
So
it is still inside, but takes towards the outside.
How?
How?
Whatever we do to get out is inside.
Yes.
So no hope.
So like coming into this room,
yes.
Wherever we go, we are outside, but we are going towards the inside the room, and eventually we'll go inside.
So what should we do now?
Go towards outside.
How? How?
By
Whatever
removing, by
do
removing
you all
the,
understand? Whatever we do is within the demon's mouth. Whatever we do is either white or black.
yes,
Both are in the demon's mouth.
yes.
What do we do?
So there are some whites that are taking us towards outside.
How?
They are removing our defilements little by little.
So how to move? Whatever we do to remove is actually within the demon's mouth.
Yes,
So no hope.
there is hope
How?
because we're getting cleaner, cleaner,
So it
cleaner.
says that as long as you're in the demon's mouth, there's no escape.
There is escape.
No, this is the meaning of the impermanence death. Example given is that as long as you are in the demon's mouth, there's no escape. So whoever is born in this wheel have to die. There's no escape.
So
Anyone. Okay. Dejanla.
Gisela, what I think is
This is a very serious question. You're getting it? This is a very serious question. Okay, Dejanla.
Gisela, what I think is it is not about inside and outside. Like
Okay.
the wheel of life is depiction, as we know that. And in the last retreat, I got to know that if we cut the ignorance and when we become a realized being, this samsara is this samsara, it can be nirvana also.
I
Like-
see. That's interesting.
If we like cut out the ignorance, if we become a realized being, even this samsara can be ignorance. It's not like nirvana or something upside. Like I used to think that before the previous retreat. Like this samsara can be nirvana, so there's hope.
But the samsara is nirvana. That's
No,
interesting.
no Geshe-la. Like this very samsara can be nirvana for those who are liberated. This is what I'm saying. Like it can be nirvana.
Okay. Okay, those people, for some people, samsara can be nirvana.
Yeah, the liberated being.
Lucky ones.
Like
Lucky ones.
those who practice bodhicitta and all those wisdom of emptiness. It's not like the wheel of life is a depiction, Geshe-la. You don't have to go outside, inside. It's not like that.
Okay.
This is what I.
So how to cut you said one very important thing, cut the ignorance. How to cut ignorance? So whatever we do to cut the
Wisdom of-
ignorance, whatever we do to cut the ignorance, that actually falls under the category of the white or the black. White or black, both are in the domain of the samsara. So there's no hope.
There is hope, Geshe-la.
What's the hope? Tell me. So you said one very important thing. Cut the ignorance. How to cut? Whatever effort that we put to cut the ignorance is not cutting. Effort is not cutting. You getting it? So effort is before cutting. Before cutting means samsara. Whatever we do to cut, it falls under samsara.
Yeah,
So no hope.
there is hope, Geshe-la. That is why we are here learning. Otherwise, why more?
Okay, Dorjila. Mike.
I think Geshe-la, whatever happens to the body is should happen. It will happen to everybody that born inside that samsara, that wheel of life. But the mind will liberate from there. Not
Mind can get out of samsara.
Yeah.
How?
through renunciation, bodhicitta, and wisdom of emptiness.
Okay. Okay, so there are so many hands coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we'll continue reading it. Okay. Here, what is ignorance? Are you all with me? Are you seeing the text? Just even to read the text, this text is so precious. Even though you may not understand fully, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you are reading the same line that I'm reading. Here, what is ignorance? That which perceives these same 6 elements to be unitary, solidified, permanent, constant, eternal, pleasurable, a self, a sentient, a life force, a creature, a soul, a man, an individual, a human, a person, I and mine, along with the many other such variations of misperception is called ignorance. The presence of such ignorance brings desire. Okay, now, ignorance, what's next? The first one, ignorance. Number two, contaminant karmas. Okay, number two. So how the ignorance gives rise to the contaminant karmas? Instead of saying that, oh, I learned that ignorance gives rise to karmas, karmas give rise to consciousness, instead of that, right? First, we have to mimic, we have to learn. After learning this, then you have to really get conviction that it becomes your knowledge. You're gonna not just mimicking the text, it becomes your knowledge. And of course, when it becomes your knowledge, keep in mind, these are all the knowledge I got from the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Their teachings that I got this. So there should not be a reason for us to become, otherwise I'm focusing so much on this part that it should become your knowledge, it should become your knowledge. Then, and when it actually becomes your knowledge, we should make sure that there should not be a reason for our ego to arise. It should the humility that now I don't have to actually just mimic somebody. I don't really have to, say the copy somebody. It becomes my knowledge because of for example, the great Buddha Shakyamuni himself, and then Maitreya, the Shariputra, and so forth. That I learned these things. Okay, what is meant by knowledge? Your knowledge. When it becomes your knowledge, then you don't have to say it is said there, it is said there, it is said there. You're getting when it becomes your knowledge. For example, say there's one little boy, my host, his son, little boy, and then I brought some almonds, and then this little boy, he must be 6 years old, and then I gave him some almonds, and he picked one, and he says, I like almonds. I said, have more. Then he said that, this almond outside is brown, inside is white. And I was just checking the three wisdoms. Wisdom drive through, learning, wisdom drive through, reflection, wisdom drive through, meditation. First one is just a borrowed knowledge. Okay, equals MC square. How do you know that? I don't know. Advanced said it. I just borrowed it from him. So the second one, wisdom drive through, reflection. When you reach the second level, it becomes your knowledge. It's not a borrowed knowledge anymore. It becomes your knowledge. So I was checking, say, the three kinds of wisdom. And this boy said, I said, wow, it's brown. How do you know it's what's inside? He said, I know this. No, I don't think it's white inside. I told him. Then he just broke it, and showed, look, it's white inside. I said, wow, it's amazing. How do you know? You do not open it before? And before opening it, you already know that it's white. You said it, and it's true. How do you know this? Who taught you this? He says, nobody taught me. I know this myself. Meaning it's my knowledge, it's not a borrowed knowledge. You're getting, this is known as the conviction. We need to gain the conviction in this. Okay. So, the presence of such ignorance brings desire, aversion, and delusion toward objects. Meaning, these three afflictions will be given rise to. So, how ignorance gives rise to these afflictions? With the ignorance, what happens? The ignorance, it creates a shopping mall, right? Dream shopping mall. Then the self-grasping ignorance goes there. Shopping malls are all created by ignorance, and dream shopping mall goes there. Oh, this is nice, pleasant. Then you glue to it. You are involuntarily pulled by the object. This is attachment. When you go there, you see very low quality object, low quality merchandise, then you feel averse to it. It's not good. Unpleasant object, then your mind is involuntarily pushed. That is aversion. You're getting it? So, involuntary pull is attachment. Involuntary push is aversion. So last time we were discussing a lot. We spent a lot of time on discussing what is attachment, whether you're wanting to become Buddha is attachment or not. We discussed. In other words, involuntary pull is attachment. Involuntary push is aversion. You're getting it? Whereas may I become Buddha, as the Benten Tenzin Isala said, that may I become Buddha, it is not involuntary pull and push. This is a deliberate, wise option, the option. So involuntary pull means unwise. Involuntary pull, you have total freedom. So one is with the freedom. And this involuntary pull is without freedom. Without freedom, you're pulled, this is attachment. Without freedom, you're pushed, this is aversion or fear. Okay, so say the ignorance, with the ignorance, then the pleasant things are created, then your mind is involuntarily pulled towards it. That is attachment. With the ignorance, it creates unpleasant things, your mind is pushed by it, that is aversion. Okay, and then when the ignorance creates something neutral, then the ignorance continues, right? Do you all follow this? How many of you follow these raise hands? Okay, what about those people who do not raise hands? How many of you could not follow what I said? What are those people who didn't raise their hands at all? Was you understood? Not understood? Huh? Okay, what I'm saying is that, with the ignorance, then we get three kinds of feelings when we interact with the world. What kind of feelings? Pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral feelings. With the pleasant feeling, what happens? Involuntary pull happens. That is attachment. That's easy, understandable. Then the unpleasant feeling comes. Then your mind is involuntary push happens. Involuntary push happens. That is aversion. Good. Then the neutral feelings comes. Then what happens? Involuntary push is not there, but ignorance continues. Right? Okay. So how many of us 24/7 we have one of these three feelings? Pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. So which means we are 24/7, we are attachment, aversion, ignorance, yes? Then 24/7 afflictions, no hope. 24/7. Yes, Peter. Mike.
So Geshe, this is my question, that I understand that the desire and the aversion part. But the third one, the ignorance, isn't, because you said that in the text it says delusion, and you said with the ignorance, if we are indifferent toward the object, the delusion is still there, continues. But isn't it there in the first two cases too? The delusion, it's also there with the
first and second
second also, right?
It's a good question, yes. Okay, so let's not forget Peter's question. Peter's question is pleasant feeling, involuntary push, attachment. Unpleasant feeling, involuntary. Pleasant feeling, involuntary pull. No, involuntary pull, what is that? Attachment. Then with unpleasant feeling, involuntary push, that is aversion. And the third one, neutral feeling, ignorance. So Peter's question is, here it says delusion is a matter of translation. Some people translate delusion, some people translate their ignorance. So what I will say is that you learn both. In English, learn both, because that in English there is no standardization, unfortunately. Because there's no standardization, you have to learn both. Otherwise, you'll get confused later on. When you see the word used, you'll get confused. You learn both. Delusion, ignorance, oftentimes these two are used as interchangeably. So the question is that this delusion or ignorance, why it is only with the neutral feeling, why not with the pleasant, unpleasant? Pleasant, unpleasant, also ignorance is there. This is one question, don't forget it. Any more questions with respect to what we discussed thus far? No questions? No questions? If no question, then I'll ask a question. Ready? Ready? If no answer, no tea break. Look at Deshen, he's sitting like this. sitting like this and smiling. Don't worry, I'll not go for break. Okay, I'm joking. Okay, my question is, say, with the pleasant feeling, attachment is fine. With the unpleasant feeling, aversion, that's also understandable. With the neutral feeling, why ignorance? Why? Why? This is a question. You're getting it? Why? Neutral with the neutral, why ignorance? Why? Okay. There's no disturbance, so therefore ignorance. Buddha, there's no disturbance. Don't say ignorance. Buddha, there's no ignorance.
Conclude of those is ignorant and then conclude Lama underlining ignorance. Those are
the first and second ignorance, yes. But what about the third? Third is not the conclusion. It's not a conclusion. The first one is the pleasant feeling, second one is unpleasant feeling, third one is neutral. Okay, hands up. How many hands coming up? Okay, Tinsipiala.
As long as we are seeing things as objectively real, we are under the influence of ignorance.
No, the question is, with the neutral feeling, why ignorance?
Because we are still seeing things as objectively real. So the ignorance, either of these three things, pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling.
So ignorance is also with the attachment.
Yes.
But it says the attachment, aversion, and ignorance.
We are always under the influence of ignorance. That's what I meant.
Separately. Okay, Vedant.
Continue to see it as yourself.
You continue to see as yourself.
Yes.
So what's the problem?
So that's part of your ignorance.
No, you are you. Vedant is Vedant. I'm I. What's wrong with this?
Objectively.
Very good. Okay, so what Tinsipiala said is actually correct. And what Vedant says correct. Anyone else who likes to, anyone else, raise hands. Okay, stuff.
In the literal sense, you're ignoring.
Okay.
In the more
no, but we know why do you ignore?
So
if it is neutral feeling,
I think we call it ignorance because it's self-centered. All the neutral objects, they have no utility to us, and so we discriminate them as something that is neither bad nor good. We don't treat them with any importance. So it has.
So ask this girl, Kunjole, she will say that, okay, don't make it too high, don't make it too low, make it neutral. That's the best. She's the architectural engineer. You're getting it? Not too high, no attachment. Not too low, no aversion. Keep it neutral. This is best. She'll say this. You're getting it? Will not ignore. She'd prefer that. Okay. This is Samsala. I hope we get a good answer.
Geshe, I think it's like a prisoner with golden handcuffs. So if there's a neutral...
That's interesting. Prisoner with the golden handcuffs.
So right. With neutral, there is no sort of drive or push to wake up from the dream. So everything, or the tendency is ignorance, as in ignorance of seeing objective reality as it is.
So what's the connection? I'm confused. So on the one hand, a prisoner with the gold handcuffs, one. Number two, say with the neutral feeling, you don't have the drive to wake up. What's the connection?
So for example, if there are two prisoners...
Are those two connected or not connected?
Connected.
Connected? How?
Let's say you have two prisoners, one prisoner who is treated really badly and a second prisoner who is still in prison, but you give him Starbucks and a swimming pool.
Now the third scenario. First scenario with the golden handcuffs.
The golden handcuffs
Number
is
two, with the neutral feeling, not wanting to get out. And the third, the Starbucks and prisoner with the Starbucks. Okay, now you're creating more and more. I'm a little scared. Right? Ask the clarification. You give another example. Okay, that's the okay, Rina. Mike.
So suppose that we are dreaming.
This is a very important question. What's the question? Before Rina gives the answer, what's the question?
How neutral feeling can be ignorance? Is
How neutral
ignorance
feeling
is
triggers ignorance. Yes. Okay, now no answer.
So suppose that we are dreaming at that's a neutral dream. We are going somewhere. That is neutral. But that is ignorance. Why it's ignorance? Because we are dreaming and we are seeing that as real.
So
this is ignorance because we are dreaming and we are thinking it's real.
So with the neutral, how ignorance?
Because we are dreaming and in dream our feelings are neutral and we are.
But in the dream, your feeling also very pleasant, unpleasant.
That is also again ignorance.
So even the pleasant feeling also ignorance,
Yes.
unpleasant also ignorance.
Yes.
Neutral feeling also ignorance.
Yes.
So, but it says attachment, aversion, ignorance separate.
Attachment and aversion, they just come out from ignorance. Attachment and aversion are part of ignorance.
What Rina said is perfectly correct. You're getting it? I'm just seeing what is the degree of confidence. She's very confident. Yeah, thank you. Okay, Wichengla. Wicheng.
When the three kinds of feelings arise, ignorance is already there. Ignorance is the basis. So, depending on the kind of feeling, depending on our imprints, a pleasant feeling may arise and then attachment will arise. But when the attachment arises, ignorance is still present. So it's like one stack on top of another. And the same for unpleasant feeling. And
So that attachment, is that ignorance or not?
it has the element of ignorance.
Is it attached, the ignorance or not?
It is not self-grasping ignorance.
It's not ignorance.
No.
Okay, so then so this ignorance pervades all three, across three.
Yes.
So while with neutral you say ignorance, and with the other two, it's the same across. But with the neutral you said ignorance.
I think it's because attachment and aversion are grosser and they are non-virtuous, whereas ignorance on its own is it's not non-virtuous.
So why
It's an
with
affliction.
the third one? Because the mental state body is the same mental state. One is described as attachment, one is described as aversion, and the third described as ignorance. Why, if the third one describes ignorance, you said that ignorance pervades all three.
Yes, yes.
So why
because
not the first and second also ignorance?
For the neutral feeling, the primary affliction there that is ignorance. There's no attachment or aversion. With the other two, the grosser form of affliction is present, so that is highlighted.
In the first two, grosser?
Grosser affliction.
Yes, so?
So that is being highlighted. Whereas it doesn't mean that ignorance is not there.
Okay, so basically the ignorance is still there.
Yes.
So that ignorance is not highlighted.
It's already highlighted before because it says
In
the
the
presence
first-
of ignorance.
In the first and the second.
Yes.
In the first and second, you say attachment,
Yes.
aversion. You didn't say...
But by saying attachment, it already implicitly implies that ignorance is there.
It is there. It is not.
It is there. It is there.
not.
When
It is
attachment
not.
is there, it is there.
It is not ignorance.
No, attachment, it has the element of ignorance.
So on that level, on the level of the ignorance, so why that ignorance is not picked up? Or why only the attachment is picked up?
Because attachment is a grosser affliction.
Because these two are together. If one is gross, the other
They
one is
are
also gross.
different isolates. They are the same entities.
Both are equally gross.
They are the same mind.
Both
No,
equally
they are not equally gross.
because these two are coming together.
No, they are different aspects of this.
These two are together or not?
They are different isolates. And
all the
same.
objects viewed by the attachment was viewed by the ignorance, which is concomitant with the attachment. Yes.
Yes. They
So
arise.
from that point, these were same arising, same ceasing.
Yes, but they are not the same.
So therefore, these two are the same level grossness.
No, they are not the same level.
Let's say the flower and the shape of the flower. These two are same. These two are gross on the same level. This flower and the shape of this flower.
I don't know about that.
Okay, yes, Manla.
Can we say that we are talking about when we talk about involuntary pull, then attachment is the driver of the karma that we are going, the immediate cause of the karma that we are going to create.
Yes.
Whereas self-grasping ignorance is still sort of stacked below, but attachment.
Why below? It's together.
Yeah, but the immediate driver of the karma is attachment.
Why not the ignorance along with it? Ignorance and this are together, not the causal, not the initial ignorance, but the ignorance which accompanies this attachment. Why these not together?
It's sort of not together because the karma is just motivated by this affliction of attachment, and the ignorance is always underlying our presence in samsara.
So that the ignorance which underlies this attachment, are these two together or not?
Yeah, they are stacked.
Together. They're
Yes.
together.
Yeah.
Manifest state together.
Manifest state, no.
Are you sure?
I think so.
So where the attachment is, ignorance is always together. For example, say non-virtuous, as Vijayana said, attachment is non-virtuous. And the ignorance with the non-virtuous, for example, non-virtuous karma, or non-virtuous karma, or the afflictions, the same afflictions. Where this affliction, attachment, affliction. Where this affliction, ignorance is also there. Necessarily there, together. So you have to study the 20 secondary afflictions and the 6 root afflictions. Okay. So in fact, all the answers given, they are correct. They are correct. I like to say, just see if it makes sense. For example, the gold, there are various grades of gold. Like what? What do you call these different grades of gold? Carats. Like what carats? What's the best one? 24 karat gold. Okay, then the poorer ones? Like what? What are the poor quality? 18 karat. Okay, 18. Why? All gold are perfect. Gold is gold. That is pure gold. What about the 60% gold?
I don't know about the rest, but they are different grades.
Different grades. Yes. Good. So, Brother TB accepts that there are different grades. Say 18 karat gold. Is that gold or not? Hey, all of you. Is it gold or not? That's gold. Why it is 18, why it is not 24? The Near, right? Your name. Yes, Near, tell me. Is mixed with... Okay, it mixed with some other material, the elements. You're getting it? It's mixed. It's mixed, so therefore it is not pure. So that is 18 karat gold. But it's gold. It's gold. You're getting it? So now, if it is mixed with, let's say, what? Silver, let's say. Silver. If it's mixed with silver, do you call that 18 karat gold as silver? It has silver. It has silver together, but it's not called as silver. It's still gold. You're getting it? So where the gold part is removed, only silver left, then you call it silver. So That silver part mixed with the gold, that is like the ignorance. And the gold is like the attachment. These two are together. You getting it? So we call it gold. We don't call it silver. You get it? When the ignorance, attached part is missing, aversion part is missing, what is left? Only the silver part is left. So we call it silver. Silver is metaphor for what? Ignorance. So when the gold part is removed, silver, what is that? The attachment part is removed and the aversion part is removed. Then what is left? Only the silver part is left. That is the ignorance. So for the neutral feeling, we say it's ignorance. Okay, good. Okay, now we continue. So we are reading the presence of such. This is so important. Make sure that you are following me. So if you get lost, you check with somebody else who is sitting next to you. The section we are reading. The presence of such ignorance brings desire. How many of you are with me? Raise hands. How many of you good? The presence of such ignorance brings desire, aversion, and delusion. Delusion or ignorance. So better to make it consistent is to change it to ignorance, because we already use the word ignorance. Okay. Towards objects, such desire, aversion, delusion towards objects are the formations caused by the ignorance. Okay, this is one point that we really need to discuss more, because what we said is the second link is what? Karma. And karma and afflictions, these two are mutually exclusive. You're getting it? Karma and afflictions are mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive meaning, okay, before I go any further, I'd like to say that no doubt there are some of you who are for such retreats for the first time. And you may be a little lost. You may be a little lost. I would say, don't worry at all. So this is just like a trial for you. Movie trial. Movie trial is not a movie. Trailer, sorry. Who corrected? Yes. Brother TB, it's a trailer. Trailer is not a movie. It's a movie trailer. You're getting it? Likewise for you, just take it as the initial exposure. You're getting, don't worry. Oh, I don't want to say anything. I'm so poor. I don't want to say anything. Don't feel like this. Just, in fact, when I first joined the Institute of Buddhist Dialectics, that was when I was 19 or 20. And then my classmates, they already, by the way, I joined late. I joined, I think, about like 6 months late. My classmates, they were already, either some of them already studied philosophy for the last 2-3 years, or at least they studied the last 6 months. And for me, I just joined late and listened to it. And then all my classmates, they have something to debate. They throw questions, they give answers to the questions by the teacher, and I didn't get anything. I just felt so demoralized. And particularly those monks who already studied for like 2 years, they were debating very complicated topics. I totally felt so demoralized. I'm totally hopeless. And in the school days, I was so fond of physics and mathematics. And what happened to my physics knowledge is totally useless. I don't know anything. I felt so low. And the teacher was constantly telling the students that don't think that you are advanced students. Don't debate sophisticated things. Whatever I taught you, just debate on this. The basic. Don't jump the second, third year debate. You don't have to prove yourself somebody. Just debate what I have taught you. That just uplifted my mind. I felt, okay, I don't have to feel low, right? So this is what it is. It's reality that those who are coming, for example, like as I said earlier, Shonamla, all these last 14 years have come minimum 2-3 times a year retreat. Here in Deer Park, he comes in those days. So total, how many retreats he attended? For example, Vijayana, Manla, they've been all these many years consistently studying, very serious as professors, and they still studying all these things, so serious. So we see that there are many of them here, very senior ones. So it is their effort, many years of effort. And young ones, it is your first time. This is like initial exposure to this. And then you come the second time, Third time, the most important thing is that even though I say don't feel demoralized, you will feel demoralized. I know that. You're getting it? But your mind will feel, okay, he said, don't feel demoralized. So I should have patience. Patience, nobody can create in you. You have to have the patience. You're getting it? So if you trust what I'm saying, believe in your Buddha nature. You're getting it? Believe in Buddha nature, have patience. And then they say, okay, I'll have patience for the next 10 years. Next 10 years, I'll wait and don't come to the retreat, right? This is not the patience. Patience means, so the retreats are there, you come, take advantage, come. 2 times, 3 times, 4. Then you will become more talkative. You're getting it? In the group discussions, you'll become more talkative. You're getting it? You have many things to say. You're getting many things, and people will say, wow. You're getting it? So, I remember this girl, raise your hand. This girl, her sister is she, in the first place, she could not even speak Tibetan well in those days. And then gradually, so she didn't have anything to say. Concept is very different. And then gradually, she just kept being very consistent and learn. And over time, her knowledge became so good, to the extent that last retreat, when this girl was also there, that in the retreat, that some young ones, they asked me a question, and I diverted the question to her sister. Was answer, and she was given the answer, and I was just observing, and there was one who asked a very complicated question, and the sister, I know the sister did not have the answer, but the sister, she has learned all these tricks. She just twisted her answer in some way that the questioner, he got lost. Right? I was so impressed. Wow! Not only that, the person has really knows also how to twist answers, so the person is get lost, defeated. You're getting it? Okay. So okay. Oh, okay. So what I'm saying is that say those who came for the first time, you will no doubt you'll feel a little demoralized, feeling that, oh, I don't understand anything. Just take that as take that as a first day of your school. First day of school, there's no class. Just chatting, and then class is also finished very quickly. You're getting it? So just take it that way. Take it as a holiday. While you're in the class, attend, listen well. Listen to this well. No doubt imprints are planted in your mind. And what is that like? It is like, for example, you are building a huge castle or a huge building. First, you have to dig the ground. Do you agree? Digging the ground, you will not see anything on the surface. Nothing is coming up. You'll feel so demoralized. It's going down. You have to dig down. Once the foundation is dug well, then you stacking the bricks over this. Still, you will not see anything. Finally, when it comes to surface, then from there the bricks stack up. Then you will see something. You're getting it. So during the 3rd, 4th, 5th retreats, then you will see that. And not only the retreats. Don't only wait for the retreats. For example, these courses, they're extremely good. They're being just two retreats. 2 sessions a week, and that for the students is 75. In the first place, is very much subsidized for everyone. People from America, they say that the charge the fee that we are sending to you, the bank commission is higher than the fee that I'm sending you. You may be sending $40, and bank says $65 commission, right? So for the monastics, it's 100% scholarship. For the monastics, it's 100% scholarship. For the students, it's 75% scholarship. And the students may think, why not 100%? We made 100%, and the students, they discontinue very easily. The monastics, they are very consistent. Full scholarship, they're being very consistent. The students, full scholarship, they drop very easily. So therefore, we said, for students, we are sorry, you have to pay 25. Not because that we want money, because to help you. Okay, so This is what I'm saying. Continue with this thing. Then you come to the retreats, you'll see that you know something. You're getting it? You know something, you're knowing something, and then you will see that this is not just, oh, one retreat, a fun, I had a nice time. This is a lifelong benefit. And if you think of the future life benefit, all these benefits come from this. Okay, good. Oh, yes, thank you. Karma and afflictions, these two, this is a statement I'm making. You're getting it? It's not that it's my statement. It is a statement that you find in the very standard text. Karma and afflictions, they are mutually exclusive. Meaning that karma is also a mental function, mental activity. And affliction is also mental function. You're getting it? Karma's job, karma is what? Mental function. The karma, when you speak of karma is predominantly is a mental function to make the mind move. Karma means action. Action means movement. So within the mind, there's one element within the mind whose function is mainly to make the mind move. That is known as intention. Intention of the mind. That is one which makes the mind move. Its job is just to make the mind move. Positive, negative, it doesn't matter. It makes the mind move. It makes the mind move positively. This is positive karma. Make the mind move negatively. This is negative karma. As simple as that. Okay, now afflictions. Afflictions is the driving force to make the mind move. Driving force. The affliction per se, its job is not to make move. For example, say, okay, let's say that the okay, let's say that the Masons, what is Masons? Masons, the one who does the brickwork, and then the architectural engineers. What do you mean? The one who the brain behind the designs, right? So these two should go together. Yes, these two, sometimes they're one. When you build your own house, is one. She's, Mason as well as the architectural designer, her own house. So otherwise, the architect and the word Mason, they go together. But the architect's job is different, Mason's job is different. Likewise, afflictions and karma, they can go together. Affliction's job is to just push the karma, hey, move now. And the karma actually moves. You're getting it? Moves. Okay, that's a funny story. A husband and wife, they're in a court. They're in front of the judge. And there's some complication there between the husband and wife. And the judge asked the wife, do you have any problem of the husband? And the wife said, no, he's very good. He's a very good person. And then the judge asked the husband, so how is any complication with any complaint about the wife? Then he said that whatever she does, I agree, right? And then the judge asked the wife, and the wife said something and asked, is it not true? Asked the husband, yes, that's very true. Okay, why I said it? Okay, so the affliction is the one which makes, hey, move. For example, say in the office, say who makes the office move? Office function. The manager, director, whatever, right? And if there is another person like the secretary or anyone who's extremely influential and who really helps the manager or the director so well, then when the secretary says nothing works, nothing moves. When the directors or the manager says, then things move, right? But the managers, if the manager is not so competent, then somebody will make the manager move, right? So the secretary says, hey, you have to say like this, right? And say like this. When they say, the secretary says, hey, director, you have to say like this, manager, you have to say like this. Things are not moving. Then the manager says something, and things move. You're getting it? So movement is the karma, and what makes the karma to move is the affliction. So these two are mutually exclusive. Okay. So what else? Yes, Peter.
Geshe, doesn't your afflictions are also affected by your karma?
Say it again.
Doesn't your afflictions already affected by your karma?
Good question. So what we said is the afflictions drive the karma to move, right? Now the question is it not the karma drive the afflictions? The karma makes the afflictions arise. This is a good question. Any answer? Okay, how many of the answers? Raise hands. Or how many you can attempt to give the answer? Raise hands. Okay, so this you may discuss in a group discussion. You're getting it? This is a very good question. Did you follow the question? Okay, I want somebody to paraphrase the question. Paraphrase or just repeat the question. Repeat, paraphrase, whatever. Anyone? What happened? Is it time up? So people, when they don't, raise hands, means time up. Still we have five minutes. Still 5 minutes. Okay, what's the question?
Please, wait for the mic, please. If you off it, push all the way up. Yeah. The switch in the middle, please push all the way up.
Geshe, the question is it not the karmas that make the afflictions move or arise?
Is it not the karmas that creates the afflictions? Or, that's better, that give rise to afflictions. Yes, that's better. Okay, good. This question, you discussed in group discussion. This is a very good question. Okay, now let me read, because that if I get at least 1 or 2 sessions free towards the end, then we can discuss something more, but some other topics also. If we don't get time, then we can't do anything. Okay, so let's read down. Such desire, aversion, and delusion towards delusion, affliction, or the ignorance towards objects are the formations caused by ignorance. So what we said is that, so to make it simple, it is like, say, ignorance gives rise to these 3 emotions, and these 3 emotions invariably give rise to karmas. In other words, say these 3 are indicated there as the trigger of the karmas. You're getting it? As the trigger of the karma. Second link precisely is the karma, and that karma, between the ignorance and the karma, these 3 afflictions are there. You're getting it? Between the ignorance and the karma, affliction should be there to drive the karmas. So these are also they included. Okay. Such desire, aversion, and delusion or ignorance towards objects are the formations caused by the ignorance. That which distinguishes between individual objects, third link, consciousness. That which distinguishes between individual objects is consciousness. So consciousness, as I said earlier, in this context, in the context of Buddhist psychology, consciousness refers to the mind, not to the self. So we need to know, say, the context in which these English words are used, borrowed. Okay, so this is very important thing. This distinguishes the human beings or the animals from the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence does not have the capacity to distinguish things. You're getting it? However sophisticated the artificial intelligence is, it does not have the capacity to distinguish things. Although there are some artificial intelligence experts, they say that they have their own minds. This is not true. You're getting it? And when I say this is not true, I don't mean to say you have to follow me blindly. If you are interested, you can explore more on your own. But you still explore more. Now artificial intelligence coming in all different aspects. You have to explore. You see that however sophisticated the laptop is, artificial intelligence is, you need somebody to operate on this. You're getting it? It doesn't have its own mind. Some say, yes, eventually this mind will come. Okay, as artificial intelligence, no mind will, there's no distinguishing element there. There's no mind there. But just as we have the body, then the mind connects with it in future. When the artificial intelligence becomes very sophisticated, like our body from the parents, then the mind from the past life connects. Likewise, artificial intelligence there, the mind from past lives can connect to this as your object or as your body. Then you can operate as an independent entity. That's very possible. But for the time being, is remote. For the time being, it's more like pure mechanical. Okay. So this is what is that which distinguishes between individual objects is consciousness. That is missing in sunflower. Sunflower, which moves like this, it does not have that capacity. The four aggregates for appropriation that emerge in conjunction with consciousness are name and form. So which link is that? Name and form? Form. Form, name and form. Form refers to the body that you get from your parents, and the name refers to your mind, which you brought from your past life. So it says the four aggregates for appropriation, four aggregates, say appropriation. Okay, first let's say on the four aggregates, five aggregates. What are the five aggregates? First, what are the five aggregates? Okay, Indrajit ji. Form, feeling, discrimination, composite factors, and consciousness. Okay, these are the facts that we have to learn. We have to learn form, feeling, discrimination, composite factors, and consciousness. And if possible, in the group discussions where particularly there are newcomers, the seniors, I would request you to please discuss these points. Five aggregates. Okay, and then the next is that your name Haiko. Okay, so Haiko is asking what is appropriation. So let's say the four aggregates, five aggregates: form, feeling, discrimination, and then composite factors and consciousness. Okay, so the four aggregates for appropriation that emerge in conjunction with the aggregate of consciousness, keep aside, and the remaining four: form, feeling, discrimination, and composite factors. These four aggregates saying that, okay, this is my body. Appropriate means possess. Appropriation is possession. This is my body. This is my feeling. This is my discrimination. This is my composite factors. My. Who says this? My consciousness says this. So this consciousness appropriates the remaining four aggregates. It becomes five aggregates. You getting it? Okay. So that is these five aggregates. Total is the name and form. The faculty is based on name and form. So name and form is in the mother's womb. You are still in the mother's womb, name and form, and then within the mother's womb you keep developing. Then the faculties based on name and form are the six sense sources, like the eye sense, what is that? Eye sense organ comes out. Eye sense organ is not eye sense power. Eye sense organ is not eye sense source. You're getting it? Eye sense organ is the container, and eye sense source is the content. Okay. So in the mother's womb, you keep growing, and then the faculties based on name and form are these faculties. Faculties meaning six sense sources. They develop. There is a six sense sources. This is link number 5. The conjunction of the three factors. So three factors meaning, for example, let's say with your eye sense source, what happens? Eye sense source. Okay. Let's say the flower. The flower is one factor. Then you require to see the flower, you require the eye sense source 2. And then 2 plus your mental consciousness consciousness should also preceding consciousness should be there. These three combined together then gives rise to I consciousness. Oh, there's a flower there. I sense consciousness comes into being. So for the I sense consciousness to arise, we require these three things. These three things should come in contact. So there's a contact. Come in contact of the three things. What are three things? For example, for the visual object, the visual consciousness, object, the flower, I sense power, and the immediately preceding consciousness. These three things should come in contact in order to give rise to the consciousness. That meaning contact. The experience of the contact is feeling. Once these three comes in contact, then the feelings come into being. Feelings, pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral feeling come into being. Then with the feeling, with the pleasant feeling, then the attachment arises. Attachment to feeling is craving. Then the intensification of the craving, which is number 9, is the appropriation or grasping. We translate it as grasping, number 9. Then number 10, action that comes from appropriation and causes rebirth is becoming. So number 10 is the karma, which is the ripened version of the karma. Number 2 karma, that is ripened by number 8 and number 9, attachment and grasping. It ripens the karma that we brought from the link 2, and that becomes ripened in the form of number 10, which is ready to give rise to the next birth. And this is number 10 is becoming. Then number 11, then they say you're on the verge to die, your karma is ripened, and then this karma throws you into the next birth. That is number 11, birth. The emergence of the aggregates. The next birth, your 5 aggregates come into being, like what we discussed this morning. Ajit just said, we left the body behind, the mind travels. Not only the mind travels, mind acquires the new body. New body, it acquires the fresh aggregates. The emergence of the aggregates from such a cause is birth, number 11. Then number 12, this birth, number 1, birth. And then from the birth, second moment onwards, it keeps maturing. You all said it. Maturation of the aggregates after birth is aging. And the perishing of the decrepit is wearing out, worn out. Aggregates is death. The inner torment of the deluded attached. Okay, now the further description or the explanation. The inner torment of the deluded attached dying person's sorrow. So the Buddha taught that from the birth, the aging death arises and the sorrow arises. Sorrow means inner torment of the deluded attached dying person. Then the utterance that comes from sorrow. Utterance that comes from the sorrow is lamentation. Yes, these are all the experiences that we go through closer towards the death. Then we mourn, we lament, we cry. The experience of discomfort associated with the collection of the 5 consciousness is suffering. The mental suffering due to such reminiscence meaning thinking of the past, is despair. Moreover, any other secondary afflictions of this kind are called bewilderment, confusion. Okay, now again, they say on the 12 links are explained again in simple terms. Again, these are very helpful. They are called ignorance in the sense of obscuring. Ignorance is a connotation of obscuring the reality. And the formation. The second link is in the sense of forming. Forming meaning the karma giving rise to forming your next birth. Then consciousness in the sense of causing to know. Name and form in the sense of the mutual support. The body and the mind, these two mutually support each other. The 6 sense sources in the sense of entryways for you to see to be connected with the outside world. Your I sense power to, this is one which makes your I sense consciousness to see the external visual world. So like the nose, ear, tongue, the body, and the mental. Contact in the sense of mingling these 3 objects, mingling. Feeling in the sense of experiencing pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral. Craving in the sense of thirst. Craving has this connotation of thirst. When you're thirsty, what happens? You look for the water. So likewise, the craving has the element of the thirst, looking for what you crave for. Appropriation in the sense of appropriating. say with the thirst, then what happens when it gets intensified? Then you appropriate, you grab at things or grasp. Becoming, number 10, in the sense of giving birth to repeated becoming, that is number 10. What is number 11? Birth. Birth in the sense of emergence of the aggregates. And number 12, aging and death. Aging in the sense of the maturation of the aggregates, death in the sense of perishing. And sorrow in the sense of grieving, lamentation in the sense of wailing, suffering in the sense of bodily torment, and despair in the sense of mental torment, and bewilderment in the sense of secondary afflictions, in the form of confusion and so forth. Furthermore, not knowing reality in the sense of not apprehending and not apprehending it, and misapprehending it is ignorance. And just for information, we see that ignorance, say the past Indian, the ancient Indian masters, Narendra masters, like the two brothers, who are they? Arya Asanga and Acharya Vasubandhu. Two of them, they're two brothers. Two brothers, and the Arya Sangha, he is already elevated to the level of the Aryas, meaning having seen emptiness directly. And his younger brother was exceptionally bright, and his elder brother, of course, elevated to such a height of the respect and spiritual realizations. And the younger brother thought that the elder brother, his philosophical view is Madhyamaka philosophy. And the younger brother then was following the Vaibhashika and Sautrantika, predominantly Sautrantika. So the two brothers disagree on the philosophical views. So younger brother being extremely brilliant, then he debates with his elder brother. And what he notices is that his elder brother has one quality where the younger one can throw extremely sharp questions, one after like the arrows shooting one of the other. And the elder brother gives just one answer that answers like many questions which the younger brother threw. All the answers are given in one sentence or the answer that is good enough to all the questions. So his younger brother would be so fascinated. And younger brother is exceptionally bright, and his knowledge is extremely vast. So, but he disagreed with the philosophy of his elder brother and asked questions. And the answers are not like barrages like this. Just one answer is good enough to all the questions which the younger one asks, like the arrows. And the younger one used to be so fascinated. How come that my brother, his answers, there's full of gravity there. There's amazing gravity. There's a weight in his answer. Where is he getting this answer from? So the younger one came to know that his elder brother is actually, he learned from Arya Maitreya, the future Buddha. And the story, very interesting stories. And the Arya Sangha, the elder brother, how he met with Arya Maitreya. And Arya Maitreya assumes different aspects, like the deity aspect of the deity, like the gods. God doesn't mean the creator God. So Arya Sangha, somehow he had an extremely strong karmic connection with Arya Maitreya, and he wanted to actually have the communion meeting with the Arya Maitreya. So he meditated. He went to the cave to meditate, have the meeting with Arya Sangha. So the time that he calculated was 3 years. So in 3 years, I'll meditate, and if something happens, meet with Arya Maitreya, well and good. If not, then I'll give up. 3 years he meditated, nothing happened. So he gave up. He came out. When he came out, he saw that, next to his cave, there was just water dripping, tick, 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 water which is so, fluid. And the rock underneath is very hard, and the rock was penetrated. So he saw that, okay, so this, however soft the water is, however hard the rock is, even the soft water can penetrate the hard rock. So which means that I have at least enthusiasm, at the least effort. I put least effort. If I put more effort, then for sure something will happen. Again, he committed another 3 years. After 3 years, nothing happened. Again, he came out. Then he saw an elderly man, very old man, and then he saw that next to the elderly man, he saw some needles, and on the other hand, this elderly man was holding up a solid metal with a cotton. And Arya Sangha asked him, "Hey gentleman, what are you doing?" "I'm making needles from this." This solid metal, very hard, and making the needle out of this by soft cotton. Cotton is so soft, and the metal is so hard. Still, he made these needles. That's amazing. So, I'm so weak in my willpower. I need to put more effort. Again, and then 3 years, nothing happened. Again, he came out. He came out, and then he saw that his cave like this, cave mouth. Then his cave was the mouth of the cave, which is rock, was dented by the feather of the pigeon, which was sharing room with him. The pigeon every morning getting out, and the soft wing just hit the cave, and coming back hitting the cave when entering. So this soft wing of the pigeon hits a hard rock, and the dent is created. I'm too weak in my determination. Again, another 3 years. Nothing happened. Then he came out. Right? He came out. And then he saw a dog, a body half eaten up by the maggot. And still the dog was barking at Arya Sangha. Barking. And then barking to scare him or whatever. And the Arya Sangha felt so compassionate that look at this dog. Your body is already half eaten by the maggot, and still you want to, attack me, barking at me. He was so compassionate. Then he went to help the dog. But the maggot, if he takes the maggot with his hand, the maggots will be killed. So he wants to protect the dog as well as the maggots. So he cut his flesh on which the maggot can be fed. But the maggot has to be taken out first. So with the hand, it will kill the maggot. So he started to use his tongue to pull the maggot. So he cannot do that. So he closed the eyes and then go towards the dog. And suddenly he started to smell a fragrance, extremely sweet fragrance came. And he was wondering, what is that? He opened the eyes, Arya Maitreya was there. Right? And then he started to complain. He should be thankful. Instead of being thankful, he started to complain. How come that I spent 12 years to see you? You are the Lord of loving kindness. Where is the loving kindness? Last 12 years, where were you? Right? He complained, and Arya Maitreya said that the day when you came to this cave, I was there with you. And if you don't believe, every day in your meditation, what do? You cough, and they throw the sputum like this. Look at this. This is how your sputum. This is how your sputum. Right? This is how your sputum. I was there with you. Since day one you come there, I was there with you. Okay. Then the Arya Maitreya took him to Tushita heaven. Because Arya Maitreya, his residence was the Tushita heaven, where Buddha Shakyamuni was previously the Buddha there. And Buddha Shakyamuni crowned Arya Maitreya to be his heir in Tushita heaven. And Arya Maitreya took him there and then gave teachings on the 5 major treatises, 5 major texts. So all these 5 texts are still available, translated in Tibetan. And most of them are in English. I hope all are in English. They're not big texts, but then one is Abhisamaya Alankara, which is not big, but then it's very condensed. This being studied in the monastic universities for like 7 years. Geshe, how many years? 7 years. Geshe studied 7 years. And in NMC, we studied for how long? 1.5 years. NMC, we studied for 1.5 years very quickly. In the Meenakshi universities, they studied for 7 years. Okay. So then the younger brother, he knew that his elder brother learned all these things from Arya Maitreya. And younger brother also wanted to learn from Arya Maitreya. So asked the elder brother if I can also meet with Arya Maitreya. Then elder brother passed the message to Arya Maitreya. Then Arya Maitreya said that because the younger brother, extremely sharp and intelligent, in a way, at times, when he disagreed with the philosophy, Madhyamika philosophy, he was sometimes maybe denigrating. Denigrating meaning being scornful. What are the words? Disparaging. What are other words? Not being respectful to the Madhyamika philosophy teachings. And the Madhyamika philosophy teaching, if you don't understand this, there's no liberation. In a way, you are being disrespectful to the path which can liberate all the beings. So because of this, you become so much of negative karma. Negative karma. So Arya Maitreya sent a message back to him through the elder brother that it's not that my compassion is lacking. It's because that your negative karma of disparaging the Mahayana teachings was enormous, that in this life you cannot meet me. So you have to purify the negativities. So therefore what I'm saying is that we should be extremely careful. So for example, like Nagarjuna is idealist. Like this, just reading it one day, and you just concluded he's idealist, he's nihilist, and so forth. You are in a way accumulating so much of negative karma, and the consequence of which, not to meet with Nagarjuna's philosophy, not to meet with the Madhyamika philosophy, and so forth can happen. So before you make these judgmental statements, you look at these people. For example, Arya Nagarjuna. Who are the people who respect Arya Nagarjuna? These great philosophers, brilliant philosophers. For example, I gave the example last time. My own teacher, one is 92 years old today, and one is 96 years old today. And 96 years old, he gave a teaching recently in Tibet House. Many of you attended. And when you sit with him, you ask some questions, you may not be able to articulate questions. And he just listening to you one line, he could see what you are trying to say. Then he will tell the question to you. You will be fascinated. This is the brain, amazing brain. And for ordinary people, 96 means Alzheimer's, dementia. No way, far away. So these giants, when they hear Arya Nagarjuna, just one line, they go into tears to see the wonder, goosebumps come in the body. So therefore, we should not be very quick to make judgments about the very precious teachings of the Buddha. Okay. Yes. Okay, so we are in this section. The furthermore, not knowing the reality in the sense of not apprehending it, not apprehending the reality, and misapprehending it is ignorance. And the ignorance, okay, yes, ignorance, there are two kinds. The two brothers, they have two different views on what is ignorance. And we have to know both, because both bear profound sense. I'll quickly share this with you, and then we're done. Let's say, according to elder brother, who's the elder brother? Arya Asanga. Arya Asanga. According to Arya Asanga, ignorance means the mind, the mental factor, which is hazy, which is blurry with the object, which is the element, which is blurriness, which is blurry of the object, which is the element of blurriness of the object, which means that, for example, say that they say there's a painting there, or when it's foggy. When it's foggy, you see who that person. I can see some figure there. I don't see too well. So fogginess is there. The mind, which is a fogginess with respect to the object, that is known as ignorance. That is Arya Asanga's version of ignorance. Then the younger brother, Acharya Vasubandhu, in his text, the Abhidharma's kosh. The ignorance is not just blurriness, it is a distortion of the reality. Distortion of the reality. For example, let's say that, what? Distortion of reality. For example, like snake, they say rope in the night, in the evenings, in the dusk. There's a rope there, and you see the rope as a snake. So that is distortion of the reality. There's no snake there, but you distort it to see a snake. And it can be very bright. But oftentimes, it is an element of the blurriness. Because the dusk means there's a blurriness there. So, according to the elder brother, the ignorance is in the form of the blurriness with respect to the object. And for the younger brother, ignorance is distortion, the mind, mental factor, distorting the object. And we need to know both. And we see that our mind has both elements, blurriness of the reality and distortion of the reality. Both are there. We need to know both. Okay, we stop here. Yata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasam Gati Bodhiswatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasam Gati Bodhiswatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasam Gati Bodhiswaha. So this evening is the Nalanda Master's Course, NMC2 Nalanda Master's Course. Those of you from NMC2 or otherwise as well, if you're interested, you can join us here. So this is where we're going to have at 6 o'clock. Okay. And those of us not from NMC2, just see what is that like. This is the Madhyamaka Avatara about emptiness topic, and but at your own risk. You remember what I said before? Didi, you remember that? At your own risk, right? But don't be scared. I'm just joking. Right? Some people take it very seriously. They don't know how to take jokes. You getting it? Okay. Yeah. I dedicate the marriage thus gathered, first realization that is in the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas all 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine of scripture and insight. May in all lives through the force of this marriage, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, everywhere in the 2 stages. From our 2 collections, vast space that have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds wisdom is blind of ignorance. Okay, we stop here. Recite it? No, recite it. Recite it. Yes.